Good morning, students. So, we will be continuing our chapter number 5. And in the previous classes, we have already discussed about osmosis and diffusion, and we have discussed about endocytosis, and we have discussed about hypotonic, isotonic, hypertonic solutions. So, today we are going to discuss the activity 5.3 and activity 5.4. So the aim of this activity 5.3 is osmosis with an egg. Okay, so we are going to discuss what happens to the egg when we keep in water as well as when we keep in the concentrated solution or hypertonic solution. Okay, now egg contains a shell which is made up of calcium carbonate. So this calcium carbonate shell has to be removed before we do the experiment. Now as you know that egg is a single cell, so we will be studying this is a very simple process. So we have to remove the external, as you can see in the point A, we have to remove the shell of the egg by dissolving it in dilute hydrochloric acid. So we can keep the egg in the acid, and the shell, outer shell, which is made up of calcium carbonate, will get dissolved. Then what we will get the cell membrane and all the other parts of the cell, that is cytoplasm and the nucleus are there. The yellow part of the egg is the nucleus and the white part of the egg is the cytoplasm. So you can see a thin outer skin now is there, is that they are present in the egg, that represents cell membrane, and you know that cell membrane is selectively permeable membrane. Now if we put this egg in pure water, what will happen? Now, as we know that pure water having more water concentration, but the egg does not have more water as compared to the pure water. So, water will move from where it is more to where it is less. It will be like hypotonic solution. Pure water will be like hypotonic solution. So, if we put the egg in that hypotonic solution, what will happen? Obviously the water will enter the cell and the egg will swell. So as a result the egg will swell when we put it in pure water. As you can see in this diagram, you can see the second diagram, as we are putting the egg in the distilled water, that is the pure water. So the egg size, as you can see, has become bigger. Okay, now let us do the same, take the same egg and put it in concentrated solution or hypertonic solution. Now as we know that hypertonic solution has less water, so what will happen? And the egg will have more water. So there also osmosis rule will apply, that water will go from where it is more to where it is less. So it means the water will go out of the cell, or the water will go out of the egg. So as a result the water will shrink. So you can see in the first diagram, concentrated salt or sugar solution, you can see the egg has shrunk. Okay, so the shrinking of egg is there in the second case. Now we have already discussed about why this is happening, because concentrated solution have more salt, means more salt means less water, hypertonic solution. So I hope this activity is clear. Now let us move to the activity 5.4. Now that is also a similar activity as that of activity 5.3. Now activity 5.3 is done by the egg. Now egg represents an animal cell. Okay, now we'll do this activity, we are doing it with the help of the raisins. Raisins, as you know, we in Hindi we say kishmish. So dried raisins or apricots are there. If we put the raisins in water, you might have seen your mother making kheer. So while making kheer, she may be putting the raisins in the kheer. So when we put them in the kheer or in the water, what will happen? They swell up. Okay, now why they swell up? Why? Because the water in which we put the raisins is hypotonic. So water having more concentration, but the raisins does not have more water, so the water enters into the raisin. As a result they swell up. Okay, and if we put the same raisins in the concentrated solution or hypertonic solution, what will happen? it will shrink, it will lose the water. Why? Because now raisins have more water and hypertonic solution has less water. So water will move out from the raisins into the water. Now as you can see here, if we put the raisins in the water in the first diagram, after some time the raisins absorb the water and they swell up. And if we put the same raisins which have absorbed the water, or swollen raisins, in the concentrated solution or hypertonic solution, the water will go out because of the process of osmosis. So these both activities tell us that osmosis is possible, or it is taking place in both plant cells as well as animal cells. I hope these two activities are clear. Please write them in your notebooks and draw the diagrams. Thank you, students.